everyone. Welcome to Single Chef. I'm Matt Skollar. I'm your classic single guy with the classic single guy's fridge and ingredients. Only I know how to take these items and use them simply and quickly to create a tasty meal you can't mess up. So good that even a beautiful woman will be impressed. But if you can't take my word for it, you can't not take our lovely Lily's word for it. Right, Lily?
That's right, Matt. I'm going to try that food and tell it like it is. So what are we going to eat today?
Well, normally, guys, I do have shopping for a bunch of stuff and I have a meal plan, but today I only had a couple bucks on me, so I bought a can of beans. The good news is, however, I know I've got a bunch of leftovers in my fridge, so I'm going to take this can of beans plus what we have in that fridge, and I'm going to build a meal out of it. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but you'll discover it as I discover it myself. Have you ever done that, though? Just kind of like walk into your kitchen and be like, I'm really starving, I don't really have a plan, but I'm just going to see what I have and like pick and choose and make something.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I always start in the pantry because I know that if I have a can of beans,
yeah,
I can make a meal, even if it's just a can of beans.
And you're not just saying that because I have a can of beans.
No, but really, with a can of beans, I mean, it's protein, so...
There you go. There you go.
It starts from there.
What a coincidence. So cool, yeah. Well, I'm starting with this can of beans. I'm going to pick and choose from my 10 single chef ingredients. As always, let's go through that list for you guys real quick. We've got soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce that every single person should have in their fridge or pantry. If they don't, get some. We're going to use canola oil as always. I've got salt and pepper, garlic powder. We've got mustard, ketchup, and you got to have some hot sauce, of course, guys. And a little Thousand Island dressing. I like to plop that on some meals. It always adds a little bit of a nice flavor. So, like I said, we got the can of beans. This is going to be a mystery day. I'm going to see what I have in my fridge right now, and I'm going to get cooking. If you have any questions, Lily's online. She'll answer your questions for you live here in the room, live.com, and we'll get to them. All right, so let's get cooking. Okay, I am starving, so usually when I'm really hungry, I just kind of pick whatever I have in my fridge and I just go to work on it. So right here I have a piece of leftover chicken. I got some frozen corn, and I'm gonna go back in for more. All right, I see I've got little sun-dried tomatoes here. I think I might be able to use those at some point. I've got a pepper. Definitely you could always use a pepper. I'm gonna show you how to implement that into this meal. I've got some eggs. I got some eggs, Lily. Got some eggs.
Another great place to start.
This might be an egg dish. I'm thinking I've got some leftover French fries. I've got to throw those in there for sure. All right, this is going to be sort of like a kitchen sink, I think, type of, well, here, let's see what else. I got a little bit of wine here. I might use some of this white wine. Interesting. And some cheese. Oh, I got an onion. All right, cool. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with these ingredients.
Oh, wow.
All right, so.
Nice array.
First thing I need to do is open that can of beans because I want to get those sort of cooking pretty soon. If we have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. And
we do.
Cool.
Our first question.
Let's hear. I'm just going to drain the water out of these. What do we got?
All right. From Great Mountains. Oh. Hi, Great Mountains.
Hello, Great Mountains.
Wants to know if you're using range-free eggs.
No, I'm just using regular Ralph's eggs.
And what kind of beans?
These are Ralph's beans. Just regular. But you know what? If you have the inclination to buy cage-free eggs, by all means do so. Like I said, times are tough. They cost a little bit more money. However, they do taste good, and if you got them in your local grocery store, go get them. I like to keep things simple and inexpensive, but sometimes I'll go out and get some cage-free eggs, if you will. But thank you for the question. I appreciate it. So whatever kind of eggs you have, you can do something. I think I'm going to build an omelet. I'm going to do like a garbage pail omelet, leftovers omelet. Okay, so right now I'm just dicing up these green peppers, and I cut them, cut them vertically. Now I'm cutting them horizontally, and we're just going to make little cubes of these. I'm going to start cooking these, and before I do, I'm going to cut some onion too, because we have it there. We might as well use it, and that'll add to the dish, give it a little flavor, a little texture. Cool. All right, so I'm going to just take this pan right here, and I'm just going to slide these in, guys. And I'll be honest, I mean, this is the way I cook quite a bit at home. You know, I'm like, maybe I didn't have time to shop, or maybe I just had a buck in my pocket and I bought a can of beans. And I just, you know, I'll be like, God, I don't have anything to cook. And then I'll open the fridge and I'll be like, oh my God, there's pasta, or there's corn, or there's peas, or there's, you know, barbecue spare ribs left over. And just want to show you guys that you can take those items that you might not think pair with anything else and pair them together and create something really good. So putting a little bit of canola oil in there, we're going to let those onions and peppers start to gain some, get a little hot. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit on our oven. Okay, now, like I said, I have a piece of chicken. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to make an omelet, which I decided I'm going to do, I'm going to shred this chicken. I'm going to peel it off the bone. And then I think I'm just going to like cut it up. Whoops, let's get the skin out of there. We don't need that. I'm going to cut it up, and that's going to be the main feature in this omelet, I think. Okay, let me just taste this, see how it's tasting. That's good. Okay, so I'm just going to, let me see here. Let me make sure you guys can see this on camera. Put the chicken up here, and I'm just going to cut that up. I want to cut it up as thin as I can, because I don't want it to be too chunky in the omelet. I want it to be nice and cut up. We got any other questions in there, Lil?
Yeah, we do.
Excellent.
Our friend M. Neves01 in Rio de Janeiro.
Hello, Rio de Janeiro.
Who has a big audience tonight. He wants to know if he can use chili instead of green peppers.
Well, you know what, M. Neves, this is what was in my fridge tonight, so this is what I'm using. But you can, whatever you have in your fridge. I mean, did you say chili, did you mean chili peppers? Is that what he's saying? Or chili?
I believe so.
Chili peppers, absolutely. I love to use chili. If I had a jalapeno pepper in there or a spicy chili pepper, I would have used it, but it just so happened I just had the green bell pepper, so I'm using that. But again, I'm just giving you guys, I want to show you guys how the single chef, cooks. A lot of the time at home, I'm taking what I have and I'm just going to make something out of it. So you be creative, guys. Be creative, and whatever you got in there, use it. You know, mix, experiment. It could turn out really awesome. It might not turn out so awesome. I think this is going to be pretty good. So we got some leftover French fries. I honestly will, if I go to a fast food restaurant or wherever and I get some fries, I don't eat them all usually. So I'll cover them up and freeze them, and I'll use them exactly like I'm using them right now. I'm just cutting them into cubes, and they're gonna add a little crunch, a little texture, a little salt to my dish, I think. All right, let's see what we got working here. All right, so our onions and our peppers are, you know, they're cooking nicely in that oil. I think what I want to do is I want to throw my chicken in there and let those flavors blend in together. And I'm going to start cooking that corn. So I have another pan here that's already been heated up. I'm going to put a little bit of oil, not too much, and I want to cook that corn. That's frozen corn, guys. So when you add that to the heated oil, it might produce a little bit of a backsplash, so be careful. But it only takes a few moments to cook this, and I just love corn because, especially in an omelet, it's gonna add a little sweetness and a little crunch to it too. So let's put that in there. Cool. And I'm gonna turn up the heat on that. Now, like I said, so far I've dissected my little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion. Got my chicken working. We got some fries here. Haven't utilized those yet. I will. I'm going to take these sun-dried tomatoes out, and I'm going to cut those up because that's going to give it, you know, sun-dried tomatoes have a sweet texture, a sweet taste to them, and they're very flavorful. They're packed with flavor. So I'm going to take 3 of these out. I think that's going to mix nicely with the French fries, with the chicken, with the peppers and onions. So again, I'm going to cut these up real nice. So Lil,
yeah,
I'm making an omelet.
Great.
Making an omelet. Tell me, what are some of your favorite kind of omelets to eat? You know, there's so many different kinds of Western omelet, or this omelet, a Spanish omelet. So what kind of omelet do you enjoy?
Well, I don't know the proper names for most omelets because usually I do the make your own. Okay. Oh, so that's that. So what do you like to? So if you get to build your own omelet? Oh, that's the one. Build your own omelet. That's,
all right.
That's my favorite.
What do you like to build? Can I just interrupt for 1 second? I'm sorry.
Please.
Just want to show these guys. I have a little wine here. I'm going to put that with the chicken and the peppers. Just a little splash. That's going to give it, whoops, as you can see, it's going to make things pop and sizzle and whatnot, but it also gives it a nice little flavor. And I just put a little bit in there, guys. So sorry, Lil, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So rude, but
I know, right?
Yeah.
So rude. Why am I single? Wonder why. Okay.
I like an omelet full of veggies.
Full of veggies?
I love veggies in
my
omelet.
All right.
Except there are some things I don't like. So, okay, my average omelet that I build would have...
I'm listening as I put my sun-dried tomatoes, my sun-dried tomatoes with my corn. I just want to tell people. Go ahead.
Well, I really like spinach, mushrooms, tomato.
All right.
I always have those three things.
So you don't vary much?
Well, I always have those.
You always have those as your standard?
Onion, and then I expand from there.
Okay.
Onion. I like goat cheese a lot.
Okay. That sounds like a pretty nice. That sounds really good.
On and on and on.
That sounds good. So this is going to be a whole new kind of omelet experience.
I've never had the kind that you're making.
Okay, I'm going to take these black beans.
Yeah.
I've never had this kind either. This will be the first time. And as you can see, I mixed some of those sun-dried tomatoes in there with the corn. It actually looks nice. Little yellow and red, very vibrant colors. I'm going to take these black beans now, and I'm going to put them in. I'm just putting in about a third of a can. I'm not going to use that whole can. I will, however, wrap that up, and I'll save that for a later meal, because that's how I roll. Okay? So, I'm going to let that cook. And I just want to show you guys on camera what we got going on here. And that's smelling really good. I'm going to add a few things to it, because I haven't added any salt. Just a little salt. Okay? I'm going to add a little pepper. A little pep-ha. We have some garlic powder here, as I mentioned, one of our single chef ingredients. I'm going to add a little bit of that, if I can get the cap off. Here we go. All right, so we got a little bit of that working there. And I'm going to pop a tiny bit of soy sauce on there, just a little bit. I'm going to put that back on the flame. And let me mix that up a little bit there. Whoops. All right. Do we have any other questions, Lo?
Yeah, we do.
Can you guys hear me? Everything's cooking so loudly.
I know, it's sizzling.
Sizzling.
And it smells delicious also.
I'm going to put these fries in with the chicken and everything right now. Right. And then I'd love to hear a question.
Okay.
What do we got?
All right. Well, Big Boy Man.
Big Boy Man?
Yeah.
Which one are you, a man or a boy? You're a big boy man. You're both.
Confused, clearly. Wants to know what single guy gets fast food and doesn't finish the french fries.
That's a good question, man. Me. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm a single guy, and I do, honestly, because sometimes this is like a small fries, but I'll get like a large fry. And I'm telling you, man, sometimes I just get filled up, and I don't want to eat the whole thing. But I know I'll use it later on, and I'll be so happy that I saved, even if it's just a handful of fries. I'll make sure I utilize that in a dish later on. So I'm that guy, and I promise you, I really do. I'm not joking. Not just doing it for entertainment value, my friend. Now, as you may be wondering, you're like, well, when's this omelet going to be made? What I like to do when I make an omelet, besides making a mess in the kitchen, is I like to cook my ingredients that's going to go inside the omelet first. So what I do is what I'm doing right now. I'm cooking this stuff up. I'm getting everything to the point where it's ready then to be placed inside, which you'll see. And I feel like we're pretty good on the chicken and veggies side. So I'm going to take this off now, and that is just looking pretty good. Everything's cooked down nicely. We got a nice smell going on there. I'm going to have to pop in there and just, yum. Okay, so let me take that off there, and I'm going to put that on a plate. We'll put this on a plate, so this is going to be where I'm going to make omelets. So I need this space-free. I like the questions we're getting today. They're pretty good, absolutely. And of course, if anybody else has any questions, or if there are any other questions,
yes, we have some.
Shoot them my way.
All right.
Because we're getting ready to build some omelets here.
Great. Well, M. Nevis01 has another.
Okay. I'm listening.
He says, I like to use tequila to cook sometimes. Can I use it in this one?
If I had tequila, I would have put it in with the corn and the beans and the sun-dried tomatoes. Absolutely. Just a little bit to give it some flavor and let the tequila cook off. So what you do is you get it nice and hot, you pour that alcohol in, you get a nice rumbling noise, a nice, reaction, and then you let it cook down like I did with the wine. So you have an essence of tequila, which will add a little nice flavor. So yeah, absolutely. I love it, man. I love it. Tequila, yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so I'm gonna start making omelets. So I have 6 eggs here. I got 2 bowls. I'm going to make 2 omelets. Oops, make that one. No, I'm just kidding. Dropped an egg there, but fortunately it didn't break all the way. So, although it is in the evening time, wherever you are watching, it's probably somewhat later than early. You can eat eggs, you can eat an omelet any time during the day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, this omelets for dinner, absolutely. Never hurts, never hurts. Oops, okay. So, we're gonna do 2 omelets, like I said, we're gonna do one at a time. And we're gonna have to figure out a name for this. Maybe just garbage pail omelet, I don't know. What do you think, Will? You like it?
Pail. Yeah.
Generally, garbage. What does it sound like? Sounds exciting? Generally, the name garbage and food doesn't go together as a rule. However, if you say it with a little twinkle in your eye, it works.
It's intriguing.
It's a garbage pail freaking omelet. Okay, so it is intriguing. All right, here we go. Let's make an omelet. I'm gonna put this. Actually, you know what? This is smoking up a little bit, so I need to do this. Woo! Yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm just gonna clean that out for a minute because that oil was burning. You don't want anything to burn. And I'm gonna drop a little bit of new oil in there and we'll get these things rolling. If you have butter and you don't have oil, you could use butter. I'm using my canola oil because that's one of my single chef ingredients and I cook with it quite a bit. So here we go. That's already gonna be nice and warm. I mean, that's gonna start cooking right away. So for an omelet, what I've discovered, Lil, is, where's my spatula? Here it is. So you wanna let it cook on its own. You wanna let it cook maybe till it gets, I'd say, bubbling like it is now and half cooked before you start adding your ingredients, because if you add them too soon and it's not cooked on the bottom, it might create a hole and all the ingredients will pop out. You don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna let that cook for a second. I noticed up here I got some paprika. Just happens to be something that's sitting around here in the kitchen. I'm gonna throw a little paprika in there. That's gonna give it a little color and a little bit nice flavor as well. We'll use that for the other one too. So, what do I have? Oh, I also have cheese. Gotta have cheese in your omelets, guys. Just adds that extra deliciousness, if you will. Okay, so first, let's start with, this is good. I like this. We got things going on here. I'm gonna add a little bit of this stuff. And you kind of want to, I throw it in the middle, just like that, okay? And we'll add some of our sun-dried tomato, our corn, and our black beans. And again, to reiterate, we have diced up French fries, chicken, onions, and green bell pepper. Am I missing anything, Lil? Onion too. I said onion already.
You said, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's what we have in this omelet. I'm actually gonna put a little bit more of this in there. Okay, any other questions?
We have a very nice comment for you.
Well, let's hear it.
Happy Lady 58.
How happy?
Oh, very
What's
happy.
your secret?
Well,
okay,
here
sorry,
it
go
is.
ahead.
Here's her secret.
Let's hear it.
I appreciate a man who can make me a meal on a whim. Maybe you could come see what's in my fridge sometime.
I'm a single guy, really. I'll be out in like 20 minutes. So if you want to leave the address, make that happy. We'll make you a happier lady. Did I just say that?
All right, we'll try and make that happen for you.
No, that's very nice of you. Appreciate it. Where do you live? Oh, my cheese. What am I doing? Got to throw the cheese in there. So, guys, let me just get back to the cooking. I got a little distracted by this woman. And this is the internet, so let's hope she's a woman. All right. So, we got everything in there. I can see that my omelet is pretty well cooked. It's almost ready to be folded. It's what we do with omelets. I'm going to add a nice amount of cheese in there, just like that. And now I'm going to fold this omelet and finish it, and then we're going to cook another one. Alrighty-dighty. Okay, I can tell that it's ready to be, it's just about ready to be flipped because it's pretty firm under there. If you feel like it's not firm, don't flip it yet. But this is ready. Oh, snap. Wow. A few things are falling out, but that's okay. I don't mind that.
It still smells delicious.
It's extremely hot, and it's going to be delicious. And actually, you only need to flip that for like 30 seconds, and that thing's going to be ready. It'll continue to cook even after I take it off the heat. And so I'm going to take it off the heat here in just a minute so I can make one more. Okay, but as you can see on camera, we got a nice brown golden color to that. That means we have a nice cooked omelet. You don't want it too runny on an omelet. It's not like scrambled eggs or a fried egg or a sunny side up egg. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to plate this guy. Boy, oh boy, do I make a mess when I cook. All right, we'll put it here like this. And we got a half moon omelet that takes up the whole plate. That's a nice big omelet right there. So there's one down. And let me show you real quickly how to make another one. Okay, so let me take out the remaining egg here. Take this off, just throw that away. All right, so to reiterate, butter or oil, you want to make sure it's nicely lubricated, if you will. It's the only word I could think of. All right, so we got our pan there. All right, we got our eggs here. I'm doing it on this one because it's got a bigger heater, so it's going to cook faster. So all right, we pour the eggs in. We let the eggs cook. If you have any paprika or you got any basil or whatever you like to add to your stuff, just chuck it in the eggs right now. Okay, so we can see the eggs are boiling up nicely. We give it another minute or so, and then we start putting this stuff in. And Lil, you said you're pretty hungry, right?
Oh yeah, I'm starving.
Well, I'm pretty hungry myself. I'm glad that we're going to have one that's going to be able to cool here for a minute.
Good.
Let me just get some of this other stuff out of the way, so as to unclutter our kitchen. Okay.
And while you're cleaning, we do have one more question.
Oh, awesome. Appreciate the questions, guys. What do we got?
It is from Wolf Amadeus. Wants to know what's the difference between sun-dried tomatoes and fresh tomatoes.
Wow, good question. Well, sun-dried tomatoes have been sitting in olive oil. And first of all, they've been dried by the sun. They dry them out, and then they put them in olive oil. So when the drying process gives it some, it changes the texture. It makes them a lot rougher, a lot coarser, if you will. That's the right word I'm looking for. And it also sweetens them up. And then when you put them in olive oil, it softens them up. So if you've never tried a sun-dried tomato, grab a jar of them and just take one out and eat it. It's delicious. Okay, so I'm ready to put the remainder of our ingredients in this omelet. And looks like we measured out pretty good for two nice size omelets. Let's put our black beans and corn in there. And some cheese. And we're ready to go. So guys, I hope that I've shown you that even if you don't have a plan of action, you could still create something that's really darn good. Well, Lily will have the last word on that, depending on what you have in your fridge. Because sometimes we got to just improvise on the run, and that's what I like to do as a cook myself. All right? So that's nice and fluffy. If you have a lid too, you could put the lid on it. It'll help cook the eggs just for like a minute, help cook the eggs and fluff them up a little bit. I happen not to have a lid, but that's okay. It's still working. All right, let's flip this. Let's flip that puppy. Oh, that's a nice looking omelet as well. And I'm going to ask Lily to come up here and join me.
Great.
So Lil, let's eat some omelet.
Super.
That's for you. I'll actually eat from that one too, because this one's going to be...
It's huge.
It's a big omelet. That's going to feed a few people.
Myself.
Well, you start.
I mean, I'll try.
You start. I'm going to join you in a second. Let me just plate this other one. Hold on 1 second.
I can wait for you.
Okay, you wait.
I
was just testing your loyalty.
No, I think the rule, though, is that if it's a hot dish, you can start eating before everyone sits down.
Okay, that's the rule. Let's show the folks at home this one. Woohoo! And you're going to want to let these omelets cool down for at least a couple minutes, but I want to show you guys on camera that's our second omelet. That's like a restaurant style, big ass filled up omelet. Okay, ready? I gotta wash this fork.
Wash it.
Okay.
Don't eat with a knife.
See, Lily, now you know why
That's
I'm
what
single.
I'm here for.
No, I need a little woman's guidance, Let's cut this puppy like this.
All right, so we get right into the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Now, do you like to add anything, like hot sauce or ketchup or anything to your...
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Thank you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Just a drop, a little bit. A Little hot sauce on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's go to town.
All right. Oh, this looks so good.
Mmm.
Can't get it on my fork.
There's a myriad of flavor in there.
It's so hot.
Yeah, it's still pretty hot.
Okay.
Be careful.
The cheese is sizzling.
I'm gonna have another bite too.
All right.
Look at that chicken, cheese. That's an odd combination, but it's really good.
Mmm. Oh, that's yummy. No, that's great. You know why?
I love her reactions.
You know why it's so
genuine.
Good? It's an omelet for breakfast, but it's got enough like meat that it's like a dinner also.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's super duper.
We didn't even practice that, guys. So as I always say, guys, learn how to cook because you don't want to be single forever, right? Great. You can watch us if you want to be a fan of the show or watch us for free. We're The Single Chef across the boards on Facebook, on iTunes podcasts. We're on YouTube as well, and and Twitter, The Single Chef, or you email us at The Single Chefs. Thanks so much for joining us again. Hope you learned a few things. Had a great time showing you. Thanks, Lil.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll see you next time on The Single Chef.